you casted, Vinny, and it was a 2-0 for Chiefs.
Yeah, it's not. That's a very damning stat. That's a very scary stat. As we go to the vetoes and start to break this one down a little bit more in depth, Vinny, how much emphasis are you putting on the map pick?
Yeah, I think a lot, actually. I think that both these teams are very sort of evenly matched. I think Chiefs definitely have like a little bit of the upper hand. We're going back to border again.
Wow.
2 borders in a row. And we definitely see Chiefs there on the defense first. Obviously, we saw in that GG game that actually spelled disaster for them. I think they were 5-1 down at the end of the half. So, yeah, I think we're going to have to see a bit of a different approach from Chiefs. And I actually think they're probably more well-equipped than GG to...
Well, that was... I'm not even going to read that.
It was, yeah, for those of you who don't get the meme, yeah, I don't know.
If you
scroll
know,
back scroll back the Twitch chat, and yeah, if you know, you know, I guess.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, so for me, Border, this is one of Antic's favourite maps, and Chiefs are not the biggest fan, but they have played it a couple of times, and funnily enough, the last time both of these teams played it was actually against each other, and it was in that 2-0 in the rivals that we talked about. It was a close one. It was a 7-5 in favour of Chiefs at the time. So I think that Chiefs will probably be lightly favoured in this matchup, but at the end of the day, you know, Antic had the choice between this and Chalet, both maps that Chiefs would have been happy to play. Of course, 7-1 over Prodigy yesterday for Chiefs on Chalet. But I think at the end of the day, it's Antic who got to make the decision. That tells us that they've prepped for this map. And often there's a trend that we see, right? You lose on a map against a team. You're like, hey, we know what we did wrong. We can prep that. And that's exactly what Antic will be going for here. We lost this to Chiefs a couple of weeks ago. Time to fix those mistakes and go back and beat them on it.
Yeah. Big changes have been made since then. That is for damn sure. Who will it favour? That's really the big question. I don't know how to intro these two. I think I'm sick of it. Let's just go to the game.
One time, Rob, all you've got to do is just be like, it's Jake and Guz, and that's it. And maybe you could mention from Jake and Guz show on YouTube if you want. I didn't plug it yesterday, so I had to get it in straight away in the first
Honestly,
sentence.
with those hosting skills, I just don't ever see Rob J. Monday working another international event.
Not happening.
No.
Not anytime soon. Maybe next year. To border we go, though, back to back, as we didn't get enough of it in the opening match of the day. What turned out to be a pretty exciting one. Guys, I was watching it on the couch with Vinny, and he couldn't believe a lot of the stuff he was seeing, and neither could I. In the end, shield play was, again, just so prevalent, we aren't surprised anymore. And I imagine coming into this game as well, Chiefs and Antic, surely we see some like Montang bans and further Blitz bans, for example. The social media vote, by the way, 85% of 15, I don't think that's quite fair for Antic. I give them a pretty decent chance in this matchup if they play to their best ability.
What kind of number are you putting on it, Jake? Put your money where your mouth is.
No, I'd say like a 60-30.
60-30.
With 10%
Well, that equals 90. So where's the other 10?
10% being the server just blows up and we have to cancel the game.
You never know.
Oh, right, let's go. 15 minutes late is crazy, says Chef Jeff.
Yeah, that was a very long interview. I had an opportunity. I didn't mind it. I had an opportunity to get my chicken parma down and I didn't have to rush, so that was all right. What were your thoughts on the tight-end interview, to put a bow on it?
Said a lot without really saying much is probably the best way.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I would go with it. Yeah.
No bullshit here on the OCE broadcast.
No. Oh, Ying ban actually from Antic. I was half expecting the Blitz ban, as I kind of mentioned. Montang does get taken out by Chiefs, not wanting to mess around with that. I do wonder if we see the Clash ban. Was quite big in the last match where we did see the Clash get brought out by Game and Gladiators towards that second half to try and change things up, battle with that Montang. But I guess with the Montang being banned out, that might not be the case. Taking a while here, actually, Antic, to talk this one over, and it will be the mirror.
Yeah, we saw Valkyrie as the secondary defensive ban in that prior match. We'll see if it's Valkyrie again. No, Vigil. Okay. So target ban there on to Antic, who have been leaning in, I believe, into the Vigil a little bit. I will say Border is probably not the greatest map for the Vigil.
Really?
Because it's quite, it's easier than most maps to kind of corner defensive roamers, but maybe they don't want to take any second chances with info gathering. You got
the
yeah.
Armory and Archives to begin. So you're going Chiefs. 60-40, 65-35.
Definitely not 60-30.
10% chance these servers just...
The server's not going to blow up.
I hope not. It could. It is Siege after all. These things happen sometimes. Antic onto the attack. Previous border that we just had, of course, quite attacker-sided map. Are we expecting it to follow suit here?
Maybe. I think the Monty did facilitate a lot of the attacking success that we did see in that prior game. No Monty here, but the Blitz available and could be exchanged out. I think in terms of raw info gathering ability and safety, the Monty excels in that more so than the Blitz, who's very much more in the face, aggress, front line, fragging to some extent as well in this sort of meta. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. No Blitz here for the first round though. And so we'll see if that perhaps evens things out a little bit.
Well, Chiefs yesterday were able to take down Prodigy 7-1. They did lose the opening round, then subsequently won 7 in a row. I will say, I mean, I agree with different map, different kind of teams, and completely different day. I don't really... I've never been one that's like, oh, well, Chiefs won 7-1. Why couldn't you guys either better that or match that or have a similar result? Oh, that was almost a straight headshot to open things up. Lunchbox getting so aggressive towards E, straight through the Sawyer gate. Does lose his life to player. Had our wonderful observer, Alex McCullum, Mr. Sky himself, ask who my favorite player in the lobby was for this matchup, and I said Lunchbox. And he's done me dirty to begin on the Ash. Might have to take that license away from him with the way he just ran straight into E stairs. The Sawyer gate or not, he made his entry, but Chiefs get the opening kill.
Yeah, player took a big hit of damage, but critically survives, and those goos can continue to regen. Wow, he still gets that kill.
Yeah, wow.
So player gets away with 2 freebies to an extent.
Take that.
Probably shouldn't have won either fight.
Chef Jeff going to fall as well. Not the start that Antic would have liked here on the attack. Really struggling to even just get inside of the map.
Yeah, a bit sloppy to kick things off.
I can slow it down a little bit. I mean, I think the pacing in that round there from Antic was maybe a little bit overzealous. Set early on by Lunchbox. Scars. Had a good day yesterday, Scars. Hunter as well. It's a formidable roster that you would hope really kind of rounds out a proverbial sort of top 4 when you look at Gaming Gladiators, Chiefs, Antic, and of course Outlast now, who have really risen to the occasion this stage early on. And Scars going through the motion here in the opening round of this match, but Chiefs really should not be throwing a 4v1 from this kind of position when Scars still outside on the balcony, has no map control, no knowledge, no information. If anything, now information for Chiefs that he has made his entry, making his way towards East Stairs. Does have a little bit of yellow ping information towards security. That is all, though.
If you had to guess, who do you think the highest rated player for Antic is heading into the night?
Oh, that's a good question, because I feel like you could say Scars or Hunter.
That's a bit nasty.
And I feel like you could also say it's neither of them, but I'll take it and say Hunter.
You are correct. 120 EPS, 7th highest in OCE.
Only 7th highest, wow. How many, let me have a look actually.
Wait. I don't want to spoil my next question. Who do you think highest rated is for Chiefs heading into the night?
As we get a technical pause, probably the best time to answer this going into the second round. For Chiefs coming into
highest
tonight.
rated player.
Is it Quiz?
Indeed it is.
Oh!
And where do you think he's ranked in the league?
4th.
3rd.
Oh, close.
Not bad.
Not bad. Yesterday he popped off. Yeah, Quiz was great yesterday.
Well, I guess technically he's 2nd because Brendo and Tuhan were equal 1st, but
okay, right. Yeah.
for the sake of
usually you would
3rd.
you would technically rank that 2nd, but yeah. Let's watch this back again. Lovely little headshot from Scars, who was watching that bullet hole for quite a while. Tech pause into the second round. James left his water bottle, by the way. It's a Frank Green.
It's a what?
It's a Frank Green. You don't know Frank Green water bottle? Yeah, very good. Very good.
Are you actually being serious?
I'm being serious.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Oh, okay. Now you have.
Fair enough.
Not much to talk about in that opening round, though, when Lunchbox just kind of sent himself into some lasers. Laser gate stairs. I would assume EUL's on later tonight, morning, hours from now.
Probably.
Yep. As always, the pre-drinks with the Oceania League.
Pretty sure it finished at about 8 AM our time.
Yeah, they had some delays yesterday, I saw.
I blame James. Oh, the Clash of Clans is back.
Okay.
That is a nice cock.
I don't understand. You say that now, but yesterday you cringed when I misspoke ACOG's name and said ACOG. And now you can just feel like that's a nice...
Because that actually was a COC.
like a COC,
yeah.
right.
Come on, you got to know these things.
I've never played Clash of Clans. Never.
Really?
Never.
I don't think I've touched it in years. But
I wonder
what Town Hall is. I didn't see.
Also, I thought that was a bulletproof vest that was hanging behind him as well.
Who?
Lunchbox.
No.
It's just a vest. I'm actually not too privy as to what this tech pause is about, but I think it is on the side of ANTIC from what we saw in chat, Chef Jeff. I think it is an FPS bug.
It's remarkable, right? When you get an FPS bug, you can actually leave once the round ends. I didn't know that after yesterday. It's a revelation.
Oh, well, I guess
it's just a puffer.
Yeah, no, it's just a puffer.
Just a North Face. Typical Melbourne kit. I don't know if Lunchbox is from Melbourne, but would be very on brand.
It looks like his school shirt next to it, like in the white shirt next to it. He looks very young. Can we get an age check on Lunchbox? Is he over 18?
Well, we do have a couple of 06 players in the league now, which is remarkable.
I had production confirm it to me. I am joking for what it's worth. These guys, of course, are all over age. It's just more so referencing his youthful looks. James has already spoken at length about the 2006s.
Crazy.
Into the game we go, though.
Wait, what year were you born again, Jake?
1993.
1973. Wow. You are old.
It feels like it.
when you go for your 2K jogs, you feel like a 50-year-old?
What's the meme? It's like when you say 19-something and then the other person's like, 19? What? Ancient fossil.
Oh, boy.
Into the second round.
I think it's going to be one of those games.
I don't know.
We're early on, but...
To be fair, the first round is a 1v4 after Lunchbox sent it into a Sawyer gate. Nothing else to really go on about there. And then we have a tech pause. I think this game has got potential. I genuinely believe that. I think that ANTIC can play well enough here to compete against Chiefs. I really hope that ends up being the case. I'd be quite disappointed if this ends up being rather one-sided. I'm not expecting it to be. Fortunately, FPS bug has been solved and we can get back underway. A couple of early frag grenades thrown out by Jay Kenner. Maybe just wanting to test whether or not Chiefs will play off of that pressure early on by ANTIC. This time around, Lunchbox a little bit more sensible in his approach with wanting to make entry on the Ash.
I wonder what the approach is going to be here from ANTIC. Double stack outside detention. Bit of pressure up above as well. Who's going to be a player or players to spearhead this push with the lack of shield on the board? Leaning heavily into the lurk, it would appear, with Box also in vent as well. Maybe they will prioritize a horizontal push here through the likes of Workshop and Customs.
I feel like you want to get some pressure vert eventually, get top floor, clear it out, and get a really good pinch on border coming in from Armory Archives. And then maybe with an east side push as well. Scars, well, he does actually come in through that hallway. Oda pops up, though, from office and gets the headshot. Easy kill. Wants to maybe swing out for more, expecting one to be on the balcony, maybe wanting to rotate into this position. Lunchbox does get one onto Cairo, though. Evens things up, and he's in Workshop. Good position here. Again, there's that horizontal pressure. Chef Jeff, though, down over towards Passport. Tex out in the middle of waiting. This is a dangerous position. Very aggressive from Tex. Certainly could have just got that downfall and off, played off the intel, but I think he just really wanted that kill, and in the end, it does cost the Chiefs.
Yeah, this match feeling far more gunplay heavy in the early stages compared to our previous matchup. A lot of isolated fights around the map, and that can sometimes be the case. On border, Oda left all alone, a 1 versus 3, and ANTIC able to clear horizontally for the round.
Yeah, good round from ANTIC. A little bit slower in the approach, right? Talk about the different dynamics from the opening round to that second round. Opening round, it's like just go straight in, bang, literally head through a wall, in that case lasers. But now second round, slowed down, a little bit more of the drone work, try and find some information. We'll go horizontal, we'll take a couple of these gunfights. It was, of course, an intriguing battle hallway up above and towards office. Oda gets one, maybe expecting more to follow suit, but all the pressure was down below. And in the end, we saw when Tex was in waiting, there's like 3 players in his vicinity. He's by himself. So how has that happened on the defense when you find yourself on an island like that early into the round? I think that's where it comes down to the positioning. Just got a little bit aggressive there, wanted to confirm that kill onto Chef Jeff. That led to his downfall. Suddenly it opens things up. You've got waiting control, you've got workshop control, you've got all this control. First floor, where are the Chiefs? Where are they? They're on site and they're up above. So they just can't really answer this aggression from ANTIC. Really good second round from ANTIC. All tied up, 1-1. See the Tubarão being chosen by Cairo this time, and on the Oryx is player.
10 seconds left.
I didn't see the original comment actually as to the big ups there.
5 seconds remaining.
ANTIC do love a good chat.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
I think ANTIC quickly becoming one of my favorite teams.
Why so?
They don't shy away from the banter. They do it respectfully a lot of the times. And they're actually not a bad team either. So they're kind of like the whole package. Like Gaming Gladiators are boring. When was the last time you saw shit talk from someone in chat from Gaming Gladiators? Never.
Professional.
Nah, professional. Boring.
Sometimes boring gets the job done.
I mean, Chiefs, to be fair, you know, overstepped the mark somewhat yesterday. So
Yeah, trending on Reddit, I saw.
Yeah,
Oastcaster blasts player for leaving the lobby early or something to that effect.
you're lucky it wasn't the other one.
You didn't even get called out by name.
It was Guz and Xenox.
Yeah, that one got deleted.
That one got deleted.
Yeah. I got bundled into that. I was an innocent bystander. So round 3 we go then. Quiz off to another good start already, I believe 3-1. Capcan in play for this defense. And so ANTIC will need to progress carefully. Now pinging out that utility, so it shouldn't catch them off guard. Entry for Lunchbox and Double Salma on the bathroom hatch. Not being particularly heavily contested by Chiefs, despite the Tubarão being up and available. Don't know exactly where they intended on using those auto canisters, but Quiz does find the first pick. The Nitro does not land. However, damage already done here by the defense.
Man, Quiz is having such a good stage. He's been great to watch. Kind of just feels like he's doing his thing, and you know, maybe a player that I thought would maybe be lost to this region a couple of months ago and wouldn't quite, you know, when he joined that Knights roster all the while back, it felt like maybe a step too soon, too quick to that kind of roster, and he couldn't quite maybe live up to expectations as Chiefs take a commanding advantage here in this third round with only 60 seconds remaining. A double on the exterior as well still for ANTIC, so they've lost a lot of that map control. And Quiz getting that kill really has ignited the round 4 Chiefs, looking to bounce back from that round 2 loss. Chef Jeff still above over towards Armory. Will be quite difficult from here. I do wonder, player on the Oryx still in towers. Does he get on the move late here on the Oryx? Surely this plant isn't going to be allowed. Well, it is.
Okay.
Here is everyone. Hello, guys. No time to sleep on the job. They've allowed the plant. Suddenly the round is a little bit more winnable, especially as Tax is making his way back to site. He loses his life straight away. Good shot, Quiz. Do they find Chef Jeff up above though? Skeleton key in hand. They drop. Still play from above here. Scars outside on the exterior. Chef Jeff does catch Oda, and he's got a decent sightline in towards that particular diffuser. There's not a lot of time remaining. Play a big kill onto Scars and suddenly down to Chef Jeff. Is this line of sight great? Indeed it is.
Player above.
10 seconds. Great flank from player. That wins them the round. Well, a bit of a nerve-wracking end to it for Chiefs after a commanding lead in the round. It does come down to a very close finish, but the flank from player Swift, he understood the assignment straight away. Need to go above, need to clear Chef Jeff. As soon as Oda dies, they pull the trigger. He goes for the flank. And we know Quiz, he does a lot down below as well.
Oh, Oda. He did get caught. Yeah, Chef in the perfect position, but really good temperament from Quiz. He didn't panic.
No.
He knew how long was on the fuse. You saw him initially go in for the tap, but then just pulled back, waited for a player who had Oryx, could move a little bit faster up that main staircase.
Because if he goes too early on that and dies, and then player gets the kill on Chef Jeff, it's too far away.
Yeah. There was only, I think, a couple of seconds space there. He got on it with about 9.5, I think, to go.
Yeah. 9 kills between them. Quiz and player starting very well here on Border for our second game of the day. 2-1 in favor of Chiefs off the back of that win. As we evidently saw in the first match of the day on Border, attacking rounds. Good defensive rounds, hard to come by. So for Chiefs, this is a really, really good start against an ANTIC roster that certainly has got the firepower. 1-3 start for Lunchbox. Can he find a way to activate on that Ash?
10 seconds remaining.
I think the best thing that you can get out of this Chiefs roster, though, is winning without, playing amazing, and certainly from their more veteran players. Yesterday, the conversation actually was about, Oda, Tex, Kyra. They weren't playing that amazingly. Who stood up? It was Quiz, player, also contributing now in this matchup. So if you can get a lot out of your Quizzes, your Kyros, your players, and you're not overly reliant on the older heads in Oda and Tex, it's just going to benefit this Chiefs roster in the long run for what is essentially a 6-man roster as well. Jigsaw, of course, waiting in the wings.
Yeah, that's something that I've been battling with internally, is the question of, do you bring him in? At what point? And who do you replace?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a fly on that wall. Actually, I would want to be a fly on the wall. I wouldn't want to be the one making the decisions, that's for sure. Scars with the opening kill onto Tex. Struggle street so far for the veteran in this match. Opening kill for ANTIC. Entry in towards top east stairs for Lunchbox. Despite the Aruni, no Sawyer Gate to displace him this time around. Drone shot out. Couple already gone now for ANTIC. Looking like they're going to just run it back with another similar lineup. This is an intriguing repel from Chef Jeff. And a headshot angle almost found onto Quiz.
That is a crazy repel to commit to. Very high risk. Almost netted a kill, though. You don't see that every day of the week.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Double drone through. Observation blockers, though, up for Chiefs. Yeah, look at that Vigil ban, though. And I still feel like, yeah, I agree. I'm not sure if that was the right ban for this map by Chiefs, but clearly information that they have we aren't too privy about. Lunchbox again just goes down without really able to fire a shot back. 1 and 4 now for Box. It does make it a 4 versus 4 now in this 4th round. Oh, almost a headshot potential for Chef Jeff. It feels like an almost kind of round for Chef and for ANTIC.
Yeah, that's 2 opportunities gone begging. Would have given his team the advantage. Chef almost gets timed again, but able to win out that final to Cairo. Good lurk down below. 45 seconds now for the attack to convert.
Can they find a way to finish it off from here? Up 4 versus 3 now for ANTIC. Cairo dying towards bot metal. Up towards the top on 90 now is Hunter. Kumine stepped on by Jay Kenner. 30 seconds. This is Oda time. Tex not in this one. He's just watching on. Player and Quiz. They're being great. Good swing from Oda. Expecting another one to follow through, but no, it was from behind. And suddenly Quiz in a 1v3. Winnable with a Nitrocell. Not a lot of time remaining in the round, but no, Chef Jeff. No, almost that time. He makes that round his. Certainly had multiple opportunities early on in the round to capitalize. And in the end, ANTIC will bite back 2-2. It's shaping up to be a good one.
Yeah, structurally it feels a lot more chaotic than the previous match we had, certainly in comparison to the Prodigy attacks in the first half, which were, the team far more grouped around the Monty, for instance. With that banned out, though, we're seeing a much more dynamic approach here. A lot of isolated fights from ANTIC, looking to try and
he was watching it
play make. And Chiefs losing these isolated ones are finding it difficult to get themselves into some of these particular rounds, but the scoreline's still close to 2.
Is that just Border, though, in a nutshell sometimes, though, in terms of the isolated nature of these fights, the way that you take it? You've got to have certain presence in these all different positions. It's hard to play the cross, which then actually for the attacking team becomes a little bit more evident when they push in together as a group, and it's like, we're going to double stack this or triple stack this and push in, overwhelm one player.
Yeah, to me it reads like these ANTIC pushes, they're trying to minimize how much they're sort of telegraphing exactly what they're trying to go for and masking it with things like these lurks, etc., and these isolated positions. And that should theoretically make it more difficult for Chiefs to read into and counter and rotate accordingly and play positions that are actually going to be more effective. We'll see if that continues. Ranged hard breach available for Hunter in this round.
It's also where someone just needs to kind of talk to Lunchbox and say, yeah, you're having a bad half, but you can make that second half an amazing game by the end of it. You can.
We saw that from Brendo in the last game, right? Very slow start, and then he really
got back into it. You've got to just kind of say, it's fine, keep working, keep trying to make things happen. You're the entry. We're expecting you to, probably not win every single entry battle. It's just the nature of the role. have the confidence and the self-confidence to just keep going, keep plugging away. And when your moment arrives, just take it with 2 hands. Behind the shield. Oh, that's a wonderful shot from Lunchbox. Player had absolutely no idea that he was already playing in behind that deployable shield. Huge opening kill for Lunchbox and ANTIC.
It's like he never left. Well, the next in the line of fire is Quiz. Another good game from him so far. Hatch to rotate and fall off. In the meantime, though, Scars does find one. And so pressure mounting again here for Chiefs, who are struggling in some of these isolated ones.
They don't have the numbers now either. If you want to look to re-aggress up, say Metal, Quiz just keeps finding a way. He has been so consistent from yesterday into now even today, but Hunter finds a double, and in quick succession, Scars to follow suit, and a lead now established for ANTIC. Lunchbox is happy with that round. And I think the antics are starting to begin as well from ANTIC Esports. They feel confident with 1 round to go in the half. They're up 3-2.
Can't park there, mate.
Well, this is also a Chiefs roster that, I mean, how often have they really been tested so far to start this stage? Maybe not so much. There's question marks around the way they're all kind of fitting together. And while they're getting results slowly in the opening 2 play days, now into play day 3, this feels like their first real test. And certainly so in terms of where they're at in the server now. Down around, okay, that's not too bad. And they'll get to go on the attack themselves here going into the second half. But ANTIC certainly feel like they're not far away in terms of overall skill level between these 2 teams. Doesn't feel like a lot separating them.
And we need to see more from Cairo, though.
And Tex.
Tex to an extent. Cairo struggling to find a pick. A player who, when he's on, can definitely be the most dominant inside of the server. We have seen that in the past. Maybe defense here, Border, it's just not really a role that he slips into nicely, keeping in mind that this team is still very much finding their identity.
Well, keeping in mind as well, first match of the day, what was the big issue was actually shield play. We haven't seen it at all in this game. That's completely inverse from what we saw in the opening match where, okay, teams on the defense were struggling with the Montagne, aggressing them, pushing into them, had to kind of work a way in which to deal with that. Not something Chiefs have had to deal with. The Montagne banned out, not seeing the Blitz play, not even seeing the Fuse play from ANTIC. So they're going a bit more run and gun, more stock standard. Chiefs, though, just unable to win a lot of these gunfights and certainly just struggling to play off of each other.
Valkyrie did sneak through the ban phase off the back of the Vigil ban, and so Oda playing that particular operator here for round 6. That will help feed information to the rest of that defensive lineup. Clutch drones, I think, have been well counted here by Chiefs, and it means that said cameras now will be much more difficult to deal with and can't be hacked. IQ, they're still available, and so Scars has that playmaking opportunity, but Cairo finally gets a kill, and it's Box again to lose an open duel.
Yeah, it feels like at times, sometimes Lunchbox is just a little bit off in terms of where he feels safe on the entry. Like the last round he played it great because he had the deployable shield to play behind. That's great from Cairo, the aggression from someone who had 0 kills coming into this round. And certainly Chiefs flipped the script after 2 kind of lackluster rounds. They just find a way to get aggressive on the defense. It's flawless. Play off the mist drone, play off default, play off it, basically confidence.
I don't think anyone stepped foot in the building.
No. Lovely opening Nitrocell from Cairo to kickstart that round. Yeah, I think Lunchbox is honestly the kind of player. He's got the mechanical skill. Doesn't he have the awareness skill just yet? As
That's
someone
experience.
It comes with experience, comes with time, and the situations you find yourself in from playing a lot at this level. So 3-3, I think a very apt scoreline, and honestly difficult to sort of foreshadow where this match will be heading. Chiefs, though, go onto the attack, and who knows, it could end up being rather attack-decided.
Yeah, waiting to see if the Blitz makes an appearance here in the second half. Not played at all by ANTIC in the first. We do see the reappearance of the Brava though, and that may be anticipation for the Valk, although not picked here off the rip from ANTIC.
I'll tell you what though, you brought up the numbers actually coming into this game. And in terms of the relevancy of that, look at the side of ANTIC, it's Scars and Hunter. Yep. Look at the side of Chiefs, it's Quiz.
10 seconds to go.
start to notice that, you know, we're getting now into play day 3. Those that start well typically play well throughout the stage. Those that start poorly need to find a way to get a bit of a re-up and find their way back in. You don't want to be playing bad getting into playoffs, so now's the time. And then it's a quick stage. Suddenly we're about halfway through. By tomorrow, we're past halfway through for regular season. If you're playing poorly going into playoffs, it's a tricky time to then sort of reignite yourself and find a way to improve. Now is the time to start doing that if you have started slowly.
Interesting to note, Cairo, the second highest rated player for Chiefs heading into the night, 8th overall.
Okay.
One of his most played operators, though, alongside the Brava, has been Monty. So something to note with that banned out for this particular half of Siege.
By his own team. Oda with an opening kill, and it's Lunchbox again. I hope you can find the opening stat engagements for me this game, guys, because it's not going to be kind for Lunchbox, I feel, this round. Somewhat similar to the final round of the opening half. It's all Chiefs and Onslaught. Wonderful Nitrocell from Hunter. Long arm of the law gets the kill onto Tex, who just can't find a way to get anything in this match, but his team is starting to find a way. 4 versus 1 for the Chiefs, looking to find their 4th round.
Yeah, with plant secured back to the point of Lunchbox entry. Now stands at 1-3.
Is that including this round?
Okay. That is. So he lost the opening duel round 1, round 6, and now round number 7. He did win it in round 5, and also important to note that every single round, bar 1, the entry has led to a round win. So very much like the last match, where the entry continues to have huge importance. And that's despite the dynamic of these two games being so different. Think about how many late rounds we had in the last match. Think about how much slower the pacing was and much more methodical the attacks largely were in breaking down key points around the map. This one has been far faster, a lot more gun heavy, a lot more of the defense getting caught off guard like that, and openings that are being really quickly snowballed. We're not even a minute into the round and it's already a 1 versus 5.
Yeah.
And that has happened a couple of times now to a similar extent.
It's also the kind of game, this actually shows the versatility of a team like Chiefs, who I think actually have the capability, and a very strong capability, to play that more methodical, structured kind of Siege. Oda, Tex, you know, accustomed to that style. But they also have the capabilities to just say, yeah, let's go toe-to-toe. We've got guys like Quiz, Cairo, Player, that are somewhat used to that style of Siege. I think it actually really kind of speaks to the balance that this Chiefs roster has, that they can kind of play both styles. I think ANTIC can as well, but I do think they need more time to gel together as a team. The Bathroom and Tellers.
One question I posed to James, and I am intrigued to get your thoughts, Jake, was in relation to the game tomorrow, the grudge match, Game of Gladiators versus Chiefs. Questioning maybe did GG's performance today change the discussion around that at all? And I guess equally, as this match progresses, Chiefs in this particular match, does it change your outlook on that game tomorrow by any measure?
Well, as a waffling Titan once said, different day, different map, different game. So I don't think so. No, I actually do agree with Titan in that. I think that you can have a particular match play out using Chiefs as an example, as he did yesterday when they beat them 7-1 and them being Prodigy. And then you kind of pose the question, oh, well, how come Game of Gladiators couldn't beat them in a similar fashion? It's a whole different map, whole different day, whole different game. So I do agree with that.
Do we see the border, though? That could be pretty spicy.
Well, you know, the intriguing actually part of that is the fact they've both played border today. So, yeah, I mean, that's a really good point.
I would be, I think, surprised.
Yeah.
Both teams are playing it very differently, and I don't think either would want to adjust that much to meet the other at an appropriate play style. It would be
I think
a lot for one day.
I think Chiefs will want to be more comfortable in the map veto than GG. I think GG can play anywhere. In this region, they can play on any map, including Lair.
Yeah, including Lair.
Chiefs will want to be a little bit more comfortable. This boost, by the way, I think is just so irrelevant.
The drone boost?
The drone boost. When I first got it and we were playing the other night, I was just like, oh, yeah, the drone boost. And then I used it, I was like, it doesn't really do much.
Probably more effective on console, right? More difficult to track.
Yeah, maybe.
Drones.
Maybe. Hold up. Playing the Ram here. They've also brought the Blitz, guys. So shield play for the first time in this map of border. Oda can go quick here with the Boogie Oda Bridge. Why do we keep saying Tex when we're watching Oda?
Oh, it looks like a full horizontal stack. Oda will bust through the barricade. In through waiting. Smoke to cover the cross. And the blitz to activate.
Jeff does get the kill, though, onto Oda as they try to make their entry in. He finds a stack, and in fact, they're all just going to stack in behind each other and go for a solid push. Well, honestly, not a good push here from Chiefs.
It was a bit lazy.
A little bit lazy, one-dimensional, one option. Makes it easy for ANTIC. They don't have to cover multiple entry routes, and instead it's just kind of watch this, and a couple are going to flow through into towards your scope. Yeah, this should be 4-4. And neither team able to gain separation in this match. Good kill for Lunchbox. Quiz, well, in some ways now, stat padding a little bit. Well, he doesn't know he's in waiting. Any moment now for Scars. If he wants to pop up and get the free kill, he will get it. He will claim it, and he will teabag. 4-4.
Yeah, we didn't really see much value from the blitz in that round. Chiefs wandering into that particular crossfire. ANTIC able to play positions that you otherwise would not be able to off the back of the castle and that deployment through waiting. You can see it right here. Tex wandering straight into that cross. Player bot east and one over towards bathroom. So some oversights there from the attack. Maybe indicative of a lack of information.
Who do you put that down to, though, in that round? Like, the blitz is usually, you know, it's a team coordination as to what you want to hit, how you want to hit it, and where the blitz needs to go. And it's kind of like Tex. I mean, I would assume.
I don't think Tex has played that bad. They didn't have the information, though, for him to play it correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see the way that he knew that he didn't know there was a player bathroom close. He's walked straight into that crossfire and is never going to survive that. And nobody was nearby with that information readily available to trade it. So that round is not on Tex. It's on whoever's making the shot call and whoever fed that information.
Somewhat what I was alluding to, but you've steered the ship beautifully there. Done well. I couldn't tell you right now who's going to win this game. I've got no idea. It's just been far too back and forth in nature. And
very volatile game.
Both teams, I think, are capable of making mistakes, being prone to error, and also being prone to some really good play. It was certainly a lazy round from Chiefs, and by no means are they playing at their best right now, but ANTIC is certainly capable of getting all 3 points here. This, to me, is the kind of game that's going to come down to one of these two teams is going to get to 6-5, and then it's a matter of can you get all 3 points, or is this going to be more so a share of the points? Whiz towards East Stairs on the Ash. So Capcan, Legion, Fenrir, certainly some trap utility here if you are ANTIC on the defense to maybe navigate the more aggressive entries from Chiefs.
Jokena also doing his best through the prep phase, I believe, to remain hidden and unspotted, undetected by the attack, and so those traps may catch Chiefs off guard if their droning is poor in this round.
Good control early, though. Down the hallway, top east stairs, putting pressure in towards office. You got the zero cams too, actually.
Up above.
This is quick as well from Chiefs. So they're not messing around in terms of this top floor take and pushing ANTIC back.
Looks like ANTIC are looking to hold and not fall off, though, and that proves costly.
Nicely done from Tex. The trade does come through from Lunchbox. This is where you needed someone else from Chiefs, though, to push with him. Why is Tex solo pushing that? Oda eventually does get the kill into Lunchbox because he does loiter within the area. Probably didn't have a really good fallback option. In the end, the net result is what I would have anticipated from that initial swing of Tex, and Quiz will get Hunter.
A bomb has been located.
This round, this map, this game just keeps going back and forth, though, and now certainly ANTIC on the back foot. They had a 3-2 lead, guys, and had to find themselves down 4-5. So it's tiny, very small, minute patches of momentum that these two teams have had throughout this game. We haven't seen like a big comeback, though, like a 2v4, for instance, you know, on the defense here of ANTIC. Nitrocell out from Chef Jeff, and that, while so close, misses the mark. Takes a big chunk of damage, and in the end, just overwhelmed. 3 bearing down in his location, and Jokena, who, well, stayed hidden for a large period of this game, down below first floor, and he will have no real impact with 35 seconds remaining and an easy plan option for Oda coming through. This round should go the way of the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs attack able to squeeze that defense up above. ANTIC tried to retaliate weren't very eager to rotate back down, and ultimately it did prove costly. Chef Jeff with a last-ditched effort to try and have some presence on that top floor, but also unable to win his one. So good round from Chiefs. And this match literally just keeps on seesawing. I don't think I've really seen a match seesaw this much, where almost every single round is clear-cut.
Yeah.
Literally every round of the 9 so far has been relatively clear-cut, but it continues to go back and forth.
Yeah, really nicely done, though, I think, from Chiefs in the early portion of that round. Their ability to just clear out offers, get east stairs control, hallway control as well, down through 90, in through security. Like, that top floor was theirs for the taking. And ANTIC just eventually just get kind of shrunk down top. Lunchbox gets a nice swing, kills Tex, and actually had enough breathing room to maybe do a little bit more. Almost had the chance to get the 1v1 against Oda. I felt like in that moment, Chiefs could have actually contributed a little bit more with Tex in that fight, but in the end they get the round win, and you can never ever criticize a win. 10-4 now for Quiz. Oda up to 8-5. He was a little bit quiet yesterday, Oda. I guess for his standards, and maybe quite somewhat really with this new roster overall to begin the stage, but I think he was MVP day 1 for the team, but only by bare margins.
5 seconds to insertion.
But I think also when it comes to Oda, you know, joining this roster and playing with this roster, it shouldn't be a case of the Oda show. It needs to be this team effort, collective team effort, and that's so far the way that it's been.
And the thing with Chiefs, and I guess it's applicable to a lot of teams I notice with all the roster changes, is they are going to be continually finding what roles work best for who on what map, and so that dynamic will shift throughout. Yeah. And I don't think we're really expecting there to be one standout player for Chiefs. Unless, of course, there's a particular map that gets a lot of play time and there's a player that is proficient at it. Good pick from player, though, to kick things off. Chef. Corp maybe attempting a spawn pick, I would assume. Maybe sandwich window.
Yeah, I wonder, though, you're playing the Warden, is that the right time, the right play? That's a big operator to lose on the defense.
Okay. Yeah.
So is that feeling as well when you're kind of down around, you've lost a little bit of momentum, is the game getting away from you? Do I have to go make a big play? Chef Jeff goes for it. If he gets a spawn peek, we're sitting there, you know, lauding him, but LED now down a player and down a big operator. So who rises to the occasion now for ANTIC? Chiefs on the verge of collecting at least a minimum of 1 point by securing OT. So if ANTIC want to collect all 3, they will need to win the next 3. Cairo with a big kill onto Lunchbox. Definitely feels like Chiefs have had Lunchbox's number so far in this match. Hunter outdone, outclassed. The edge jab too strong. Tex set that one up, and suddenly Chiefs have set themselves up to have multiple match points.
Well, you lose the entry, you lose the round. It's been the story for 8 of the last 9 rounds. We have to go as far back as round number 2.
Wow.
ANTIC on their attack at Bathroom Towers to find a round where Scars lost that opening duel and then they were able to flip it. And that's why this match is seesawing so much, because the entry has been incredibly decisive.
Still a minute remaining. Chiefs would have to, though, balls this one up, and they will not. Yeah, Jay Kenner will get 1, but he's not going to get more than that, though. Too many numbers there for Chiefs to overwhelm him. So 2 match points to collect all 3 points and really set us up nicely for tomorrow for Chiefs and Gaming Gladiators. They would both go in 3-0. They would both go in with 9 points. At the end of the day, it's regular season, but boy, is it not really just a bit of a curtain raiser for the playoffs to come in a few weeks' time. When was the last time this region had 2 perennial contenders?
2021.
It's a long time.
3 years ago now.
Vinny was still a pro player.
He was. He's still at Apex South.
So if we had Apex South, we didn't have Bliss in Apex South.
No, that was the Knights wildcard Chiefs era.
Ooh, what an era.
We didn't know how good we had it at the time.
We didn't. Well, the Chiefs are back. Maybe an omen. A sign of things to come.
Pretty sure Omen's a different game, but...
10 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah,
They should close it out from here.
Yeah, the round history doesn't bode particularly well for ANTIC. Chiefs now. That's the second time in this match they've had back-to-back rounds. ANTIC have only managed that feat once, back on their attacking half, rounds 4 and 5. But all eyes for me again on this entry battle. It has been so critical in closing out rounds here, or snowballing rounds. Very classic of Border.
Who does this game say more about if Chiefs close this out 7-4, 7-5? Does it say more about Chiefs, or does it say more about ANTIC?
Such a close game that I wouldn't be taking too much away from it. And I also think the way in which it has played out has not been the highest quality of Border play. Certainly not contending the earlier match we had tonight, so I think both teams going through a bit of a learning phase still, and it is probably being highlighted in this game. Still positives though, for Chiefs, certainly. Got to close it out though still.
Well, my big takeaway is again the continued domination from Quiz, and he's sort of rise this stage as one of the top players in the region. He's obviously been around for a long time. Maybe feels like the first time he's really realizing his potential. Definitely the MVP of the roster, 3 play days in. Chef Jeff needed that kill. UMP too strong for Tex, who probably has had a game to forget. Overall, Oda, though, has not. He's been great, and he gets a big kill onto Scars. Suddenly, time will dwindle for ANTIC. Running out of it. Running out of hope.
Oh, Jay Kenner, what are you doing? Well, he's going to make or break the round. Either he gets droned and he's dead, or he brings it back for ANTIC. There is no other option.
So far, so good. So far, so good. That's a missed drone.
Yeah, I think it was.
That is a missed drone from Cairo. Doesn't check the desk, and Jay Kenner, oh so sneaky, as you so labeled it, could change the round. 2 players at the hatch. Cairo jumps out. Player, though, finds a kill onto Chef Jeff. Time to move, though, for your Jay Kenner. Oh, the timing of it, though, is just awful. Siege timing is so cruel.
No.
And with that, Chiefs will be undefeated heading into the grudge match tomorrow against Gaming Gladiators. Both teams sitting atop the table. Hunter, one last-ditch effort, but nothing to stop this Chiefs roster from getting to their goal, which is a shot against Gaming Gladiators tomorrow.
Yeah, seesaw matchup, but Chiefs just able to find that extra 1% to get them across the line. And decent performance across the board, and the stage certainly set for Playday 4 to be very, very intriguing. We already expected it to be a banger, but Chiefs delivering tonight, certainly raising expectation for that to be a good game.
We said it was going to be a super week. I thought today would be a little bit more super. So far, it's fizzled a little bit, but tomorrow, of course, with Chiefs and Gaming Gladiators both undefeated.